Vortex, something I ought to tell you. I have this really bad habit of not going to bed. You ever not go to bed when you tell yourself to go to bed? You ever stay up for an additional 6 or 7 hours after you tell yourself, I need to go to sleep, and you don't? You just look something else up that's going to have you in tears and punch in the wall and all that, you know. You just can't stop reading more information that depresses you. No, honey. No. They have this habit of trying to get out in the garage. They do that because they're curious by nature. Isn't that right? Aren't y'all curious? I know. I know you're curious about when the food is going to hit that dish. That's what you're really curious about. You don't know that that's what it is. Well, there's a part of you that knows that. The instinctual part of you. The biological part of you knows that. Look at her. Hey. Yeah, so my house is a total mess. Partly because I'm an artist, partly because I'm schizophrenic, and partly because of not giving a fuck. I mean, I do give a fuck about it. You know, obviously I'm complaining about it, but I don't give enough of a fuck to clean. So, you see this? That's like 3 loads of laundry, right? It took me several months to do those loads of laundry, and I did that laundry like a week ago, and I just now folded it, okay? You see all that? I told you I was an artist, okay? Now, I'm an artist with amazing intentions, okay? So, I've made all those crosses with popsicle sticks. Didn't take me that long to do. But I wrote the Jesus prayer on all of them. See that? Hold on. You could just walk up to that basket. You could do that. Okay. Okay. Don't you want one of these, Vortex? Don't you want one of these so you can pray with it? And whenever you're crying up a storm, like we often do, you can look at this cross and you can go, it's fine. It's fine. Jesus wept. Jesus was probably psychotic, right? In this day and age, he would have been called psychotic. He would have been called schizo. He would have been called all kinds of things other than a false prophet and a heretic and all that. So, it's okay to cry. I want to make it okay for people to cry. If there's anything I can do for this world, I want to do that. And not so that everybody is just living in Weepy Town like we do, but I feel like if they had the kind of information that we have, they would live in Weepy Town. They would be devastated by how horrible this world truly is, and they probably would commit suicide. So you probably should thank your lucky stars that I smoked cannabis instead of taking that antidepressant. So, anyway. There are things that you can learn from certain drugs, and there are other drugs that don't teach you anything at all. And they don't offer any kind of spiritual stepladder. And so, for that reason, as problematic as it is to you know, be this like outsider that, you know, doesn't follow the social norms and all that, you know, as problematic as that seems to be to people that want to fit in and they want that normal, boring ass life, you know, I'm able to do a lot. I'm able to do way more than the majority of people living in my country that have the condition that I have, because I didn't take their advice. All these people, either people that I know personally or people that I've read about online, people that talk about the side effects of this medication, they talk about, you know, how, oh, well, I'm on disability and blah, 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 blah. I trust the government. I trust doctors. I trust authority figures. Why am I so miserable? Could I suggest something? Maybe because you listen to people that don't have your best interest because they're not you. I mean, if you think about it, how could anybody have your best interest? I mean, oftentimes we don't even have our best interest. I mean, if we're listening to the world, we obviously don't have our best interest, right? Because we don't think about eternity. We don't think about the consequences of choosing the world. So, you know, I don't think that I'm supposed to do what the world does. I don't think that I'm supposed to be anything. All because of, you know, the parts I was given, or, you know, the country where I live, or, you know, it's like people get so obsessive about that, and it drives them totally mad. And I guess there is this part of me that is a little mad because of it. Like, I'm just lamenting over the fact that I live in a world that has such ridiculous expectations of everybody. And whenever people try to live up to those expectations, they can't, okay? They can't live up to them, and they're not satisfied. And so all these things that they think they're supposed to do, they do them, and they're like, why am I so miserable? Why do my kids hate me? Why won't my wife have sex with me anymore? You know? It's like, maybe you shouldn't have had those expectations. Maybe you shouldn't have, like, just gone along to get along. You know, you have my pity. Just know that. You have my pity. You are part of the reason why the world is falling apart. It's because of this lack of questioning reality, you know? So those of us that, like, really understand the way that things work, you know, we don't have to do, like, what the sheep do. We have to explain to the sheep what they're supposed to do and why they're supposed to do it, because they really don't know. They just hop from rock to rock. That's all they fucking do. Really and truly.